When many governments are promoting the localization of the semiconductor industry, the president of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co, Limited, TSMC, according to media reports, called on nations to adopt free trade because he claimed that semiconductor localization could only be a regional phenomenon. At a shareholder meeting on Monday, TSMC President Liu Deyin argued that free trade should be embraced in addition to national security considerations. He said that although many governments currently support the localization of chips due to a variety of issues, including the coronavirus, trade conflicts, and natural catastrophes, governments will ultimately make the best decision. He was reported by the Chinese online news source ijiwei.com as saying, localization of semiconductor manufacturing will take place, but only through regional growth. Customer localization is unachievable due to the highly interwoven nature of the global semiconductor supply chain. Although analysts claim that increased worldwide demand for premium chips has countered the reduction, the company has already suffered losses as a result of a U.S. trade war against Chinese tech firms and was forced to stop doing business with Huawei, one of its major clients. According to independent tech analyst Fu Liang, TSMC is concerned not only about cost increases as a result of the semiconductor localization strategies, under which it is compelled to build more plants abroad, but also about the potential of being forced to choose sides, which will hurt its business whichever side it chooses. Liu also revealed that the company is taking steps to increase its capacity abroad, including plans to build a $12 billion wafer facility in Arizona, the United States, and to increase the capacity of its Nanjing plant in Jiangsu, East China. While the proposal is still in its early stages, it is also thinking about constructing a new chip manufacturing facility in Germany. Fu claims that some of those proposals would be a helpless decision for TSMC given the temptation to develop localized operations in other nations despite the high costs and unsuitable sectors in some of those nations. According to Liu, the firm has advanced significantly over the past 2 years in all areas. In US dollar terms, TSMC's revenues increased by 31% in 2020, and he predicted that they may increase by 20% this year. The biggest challenge for TSMC, according to Fu, is how to quickly adapt and expand its capacities in order to meet the surge in global demand. Another challenge is how to deal with potential risks associated with political unpredictability that could result in financial losses during the capacity expansion process. After what is perceived as a sudden senior management shift, mainland chip manufacturing behemoth Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, SMIC, suspended stock trading on the Hong Kong stock market on Wednesday morning. Following reports that co-CEO Liang Mengsong had sent the board of directors a letter of resignation, SMIC stopped trading in its stock. Later, SMIC released a statement indicating that it was presently verifying with Liang whether or not he truly planned to retire and that it would soon post a notice to further explain the situation on the Hong Kong and Shanghai stock markets. The business also announced the appointment of Jiang Shangyi as vice chairman of the board of directors, a second-category executive director, and a member of the company's strategy committee the day before the stock trading stop. Before the U.S. sanctions took effect, Jiang served as the chief operating officer of the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co, TSMC, a major chipmaker that supplied Huawei. According to certain media accounts, Liang's departure was related to Jiang's abrupt appointment. It is hypothesized that Liang was not notified of the appointment and believed it was a vote of no confidence on his ability to oversee the firm. Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corp, SMIC, a Chinese chip manufacturer, announced record-high quarterly sales and net margin in the third quarter and said the impact of a U.S. export ban on the business was short-term manageable. According to Gao Yonggang, chief financial officer at SMIC, the company's profitability achieved a new high in the third quarter with sales reaching 7.638 billion yuan, $1.15 billion, up 13% from the second quarter and 31.7% on an annual basis. According to Gao, the third quarter's gross margin was 2.008 billion yuan and the quarter's net profit was 1.694 billion yuan. The chipmaker's quarterly results indicated that as a consequence of the exceptional performance, its revenue from January to September increased by 30.3% year-over-year and its net profits attributable to shareholders increased by 168.6%. SMIC said it is now working regularly despite the Trump administration's September export ban on American companies, adding that the restrictions have had some effect but are controllable in the near term. The successful performance of SMIC, according to Xiang Ligang, Director General of the Beijing-based Information Consumption Alliance, told the Global Times on Thursday. He also predicted that the results will continue to be better than projected. It is clear that by starting the digital war with China, the Trump administration failed to destroy Chinese tech companies SMIC and Huawei. They not only avoided falling but also prospered, explains Xiang. More crucially, he said, Chinese businesses have identified substitutes in several fields and are steadfastly committed to bolstering their own R&D capacity to deal with any potential U.S. sanctions. SMIC Co-CEO Zhao Haijun said during a conference call on Thursday that some U.S.-made machinery, components, and raw materials had been delayed in delivery. SMIC intends to establish mutual confidence and restart regular procurement. SMIC collaborates with a wide range of clients both inside and outside of China as a contract manufacturer. The business has rigorously complied with local regulations and conducted business legitimately, Zhao said, adding that SMIC will continue to track and assess the effects of U.S. export restrictions. The world's first chip tape-out and test, based on the FinFET+1 advanced technology of Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corp., SMIC, the biggest Chinese chipmaker, was completed by InnoSilicon, a Chinese company specializing in one-stop intellectual property, IP, and customized chip design, on Monday. The last stage of a chip design's design lifecycle before production begins is called a tape-out. According to InnoSilicon's website, every intellectual property is created internally and functionalities are tested once. In 2019, while SMIC's N+1 process was still in its infancy, the company put tens of millions of yuan on improving chip design. The next-generation foundry node from SMIC, N+1, provides a noticeable gain in performance and logic density. N+1 manufacturing method, according to Liang Mengsong, co-CEO of SMIC, may boost a chip's performance by 20% and reduce its power consumption by 57% when compared to its current 14-nanometer (nm) process. According to Xiang Ligong, Director General of the Telecom Industry's Information Consumption Alliance, the successful tape-out proves the dependability of cutting-edge technology, as reported by the Global Times. While N+2 matches the 7 nanometers level, the N+1 process may essentially be implemented at the 8 nanometers level. Our current technology can essentially meet our demand, according to Xiang. Technology-related problems can be solved step by step, he added. Making a technological advancement is one thing, but bringing it to the point of mass production is quite another. According to Xiang, the latter is more important for the industry. In its annual report in April, SMIC said its N+1 process has made steady progress in research and development, and is now in the customer engagement and product qualification stage. SMIC's shares jumped 12.7% on the Shanghai Stock Exchange and 11.47% on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange on Monday. Following SMIC's inclusion on the U.S. export sanctions list, which has been resolutely targeting Chinese high-tech companies, the N+1 tape-out breakthrough occurred. The chipmaker disclosed earlier this month that some of its suppliers have been subject to U.S. export restrictions, and that this might have an impact on operations given the haziness surrounding U.S. equipment sources. The U.S. sanctions might prevent SMIC from making its upcoming acquisitions of raw materials and production equipment, but given the Chinese company's inventory levels, the immediate impact would not be significant, according to Ma Jihua, a seasoned analyst in the high-tech industry. Despite being years behind the largest semiconductor foundry in the world, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co., TSMC, SMIC is catching up because to its reinvention of established technology, Ma observed. In contrast, TSMC's chip technology is gradually reaching its limits. The 5 nanometers process mass manufacturing is being accelerated by TSMC. In 2021, the improved 5 nanometers chips will start to be produced in large quantities. By the second part of 2022, its 3 nanometers technique will be utilized in mass manufacturing. We will keep on uploading new videos. Please keep following our channel, it's very important to us. Thank you.